Hey, Doovid here. We are live, our Friday chess stream. Um, we got Crazy Horse starting in a few minutes. Last week I got second place, although I said it wrong. I beat the first place person, but he beat me on tie breaks. I lost to someone else. It's tough to win every game. You know, there were over 100 people ended up playing last week. I played a few times on LI Chess. Okay, so I'm live. I'm going to share the link again in the chat and the chess stream in case any of my fellow chess players want to watch. And okay, Revenge Seeker here. Glad you're here. So this is the Crazy House variant. I like to call it Crazy Horse, but it's Crazy House. And you know, it's like one board bug house. When you take a piece of your opponent, you get to place it anywhere on the board. So it leads to much more creativity. I played on LI chess. There's stronger competition. I'm going to make a blessing. Get my pomegranate green tea. So Zuhar, if you're here, you could play in this also. Maybe we'll get paired if you're on chess.com and comment. So see how many people I got watching me. I got 2 people watching right now. I'm not plugging my mic, so hopefully the sound is decent. And I'm just using StreamYards in order that because you know whatchamacallit, because of it's just a little bit easier than Streamlabs or than whatchamacallit, than OBS. So looking forward. We're starting in 2 minutes. I played on LI Chess. There's some stronger competition. If you see LI Chess, they have, I guess it's open source based in France. There's not quite as many people on, although the competition's a little stiffer. And they have different variants. So here you could see there's 14 players right now, and almost half of them are over 2,000. You got people like 2,200 rated. So the competition's a little stiffer. Unfortunately, it makes you wait so long between games. So I'm not sure. Like, it's not just one thing. They might try to pair the higher players against each other, or I think on chess.com it just pairs you right away, as opposed to seeing that you're paired against specifically the highest rated players, people near the top. But also just a lot of waiting, although the competition's a little better. Although I somewhat enjoy playing just random players. Not I'm going to be playing this tournament, so I recommend just playing people. Just play. Like, you don't need to play me. Just play. You could play anybody. You get lessons. There's plenty of people on board. Jay, good to see you. I'm not sure if you tried the Crazy Horse variant. They'll be starting in a minute. So right now on the number 1 seat, we'll see. I assume possibly some strong players will show up. So there's one thing to see who's the absolute best, who wins, who plays the absolute best moves. And then there's another issue to see who could win the most games. And it's not necessarily the same thing. Like, sometimes they want to make chess more interesting. So in tournaments, they'll give more points for a victory over a draw or various things. So I think, this arena style, there's an idea to who could beat people the quickest, to encourage people to play more attacking chess more aggressively, and not just like who would win in a head-up match between the strongest players, but specifically who could win the quickest and who could win the most. So it's a little bit interesting, versus say LI chess, which might be more competitive, like who plays the absolute best. They had a few pages, like Jamley Chess, I guess in Australia, had one of the best players in the world. So I watched some of his videos. And Oki Chess, I guess he even had like a world championship. Okay, so we're off. I'm playing the number 2 competitor, and I got a full 200 rating point lead. Okay, I mean, this is a decent variant for him. This opening, trading off the e-pawns, gives him counterplay right away, because he could push a pawn right here in e5 if he wants. But I'm not super concerned. That bishop, I'll take his bishop, and it leaves him, possibilities that bishop could be strong, but not necessarily. He could place his bishop in here. He doesn't do that. think I'm gonna bring my bishop here. Oh, I meant to play it here. That was a mistake. So okay, he could take the pawn. He didn't. So I'm gonna pin the knight to the king. He could have taken that pawn. It may not have been that great. So okay, I'm gonna defend. In fact, I'm gonna defend and attack at the same time. Get a bunch of pieces on here. See what's going on. You know, if he attacks, I might just go in and sack a bunch of material right here. Open it up. Okay. So I'm just gonna defend. It's kind of weak here. Like I really would have hoped for something better. So I might try placing my knight in here. Okay, so he goes there. I might try placing my knight in here if he doesn't do anything. That's annoying. I only have a knight to place in. I didn't want to push the pawn to allow him to take that pawn. So just kind of basic. Maybe I should have just played knight here and went for the attack on the king, the d6. Now that he's ran, isn't as important. But it might force him to get his knight out of here, and you know, some attack. And I probably should have just placed the pawn here that he was stronger. So runs, take that. Bring my knight in here. You know, he could be in some trouble already. You know, one thing is rook's not defended. So I could play pawn. I could play knight check and then pop off his rook, but I don't think that's strong enough. You know, so I'll put the pawn in there. You know, he's got some serious weaknesses now. You know, like I threatened another pawn here, and the rook will mate. So he's in some trouble here. I'm going to go this way. You know, I'm already threatening queen takes knight. So be a little bit careful. I'm just going to castle, trying to figure out, like, if he hadn't played his bishop there, queen takes knight was a mate threat. Okay, I think I'm going to play here. You know, like, he's in some trouble because I could take his knight, and knight here is a threat of checkmate. If he doesn't take, I could take back his bishop. I have a whole bunch of threats. I could push the pawn here, and he's in quite a bit of trouble here. Although that's a pretty good move on his part. I think I could just take it. And let me see, how do I finish him off? I guess just pawn here, and rook down, and I'll get the queen I've made. So he has. Oops, I meant to play. That was bad. That was not the right move. Thank God he really has nothing. So I misplayed that. Like I thought I meant to play check. So I'll play knight here, and you know, he doesn't have a bunch of knights to open me up. If he had a bunch of knights to open me up, but he doesn't. So you know, my mate threats are very strong. You know, like rook here, I got double queen. So I mean, he's really destroyed. Like I misplayed that. You know, he's got nothing really. You know, he doesn't even have a knight. So I mean, he just gives me a queen for nothing. Pawn there. I mean, if he had a knight, I'd be in some trouble. But I'm gonna just play here because my knight could take it. And if I played back, his knight there would be, you know, checkmate. But he doesn't actually have a knight, and his time is almost up. So just play here, and you know, it's over. He could run my king up here, you know, like, oops. He could have played, I walked in, he could have played queen check, so that was kind of dumb. You know, like, I didn't play that well, but I was able to win that. So, yeah, I don't know how to play Fortnite. Chess is the only game I play. So, you know, there's 34 players. You know, that was not the greatest display here. Get my knight in here. Trade. Like, I don't know, the castle h3, you know, like preemptively defensive. saying that there's an advantage to being preemptively attacking as opposed to preemptively defensive. So I think I messed that up. That's a bad move. He could bring his knight in too quickly. Okay, so he doesn't. Yeah, you don't want to be preemptively defensive. It's better to be preemptively attacking. And he played bishop there. Like, I played this poorly. I'm not lost, but I played this poorly. So he takes. That's fine. It probably wasn't a worthwhile sack. And he just doesn't have a knight. He doesn't have a piece. I might be able to castle, get a little bit of safety. Like I could try knight here. Okay, so that's a good move. I'll castle, so if he takes, I get the rook on the file. That's fine, he doesn't have a piece. I mean, he could get me to sacrifice. What do I have? I gotta be careful. I'm gonna play bishop here. And now I'll come back. So I added a defense to this square. I got him to weaken his pieces here. So that's probably not worth his while. I gotta come up with a good strategy. I don't really have a good attack square. Maybe knight here. If he takes with the bishop and I take with the pawn, that gives me a little breathing room. So now I have knight here. If he takes the pawn, I have a fork here on h3, so that's a little difficult for him because the fork threat. Okay, he sacks his queen. And I think I'm gonna play my bishop in here. Like, if a knight check I could take, and I have the mate threat because he gave me the queen. He doesn't have a good. Okay, so he just gives up mate. He ignored my threat. He forgot that he gave me a queen. So I'm in second place. Try to get a quick few victories. Get the get the multiplier effect going. Try to get a good quick victories. Get well established into the lead. It's always a good start. Okay, that woman. Thanks for coming. Get your husband excited about chess. Maybe your husband will get excited about chess, and bring your kids to the museum, or let you. I don't know if you drive, but yeah, if you get excited about chess, it's a great game, and that's what I do Fridays. I'm going to be at the museum soon. I'll be coaching. Be a little bit careful, a little open. I'm just going to cover up. Like, I don't want to risk anything here. He's pretty solid. Okay. So, I mean, he's pretty solid. That's fine. He win a little bit of material. He's only got knights. You can bring a knight in here, but that will allow me queen check and a move to the group. Okay, that's fine. Give me a chance. No, that was bad. And he's got the knight down there. That was a mistake. Okay, and he sees it. Unfortunate. So if he takes there, that gives me a chance to play a knight down, although that may not have been so great. That may not even accomplished anything. Okay, so he takes. I'm going to take back. If he plays the knight down here, I don't take. Because if he takes, then I'm in trouble. Okay, so he drops his queen. It's a bad move. Like, he shouldn't have wasted his queen there, because he had mating threats. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm going to trade that queen off, get my knight in here. That may not have been so good. Oh, he didn't. That was horrible. Yeah, I mean, that was horrible. I don't know why this guy wouldn't have traded queens there. I guess just here, whatever he blocks with, that's me. Oh, I can't believe I messed that up. That was horrible, Doovid. Wow, now I'm going to have a very difficult time not losing this. I thought I had mate, like I got ahead of myself and thought I had an easy win, and I just hung the queen. Like I had many better follow-ups than that, and I chose a really bad one. So now I'm in significant trouble. Um, that was really bad. This guy should win this game. I gave up a queen for nothing. So, he's a weaker player. He's a little bit of time trouble. So, he's playing slow, like he doesn't know what to do. Um, that's a decent try. He's got another knight. That's a problem. So I probably got to play here. And takes knight. Like I'm in significant trouble here. He could bring that knight in. Yeah, I'm basically mated. I mean, he could play his rook down here and then mated. Okay, like that was not the best continuation. Rook there was mate. I'm lost either way. That's queen there. I really messed up. I had a victory, and he's got so many mates. That was horrible. That was really bad. Now I gotta do some serious comeback here. Like I lost my streak. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but that was to see how. Yeah, I gave a queen for nothing. Like I tried to get ahead of myself and get a quick victory. I thought I had like mate, but like I should have just traded queens. It was just a complete blind spot where I didn't realize my queen wasn't defended. Okay, so I'm going to put my knight in here. If he plays queen here, I'll put the bishop here to defend it and add stuff for f3. I need material. Bishop here is a threat. Okay, so at least he gives me some material to add flame to the fire. So I'm going to go here. If he blocks, they'll just trade and give me material. If he blocks with a knight, so I'm going to take with the bishop. And unfortunately, I have all my pieces on the queen side. I'd rather have these pieces towards the king. So, that's unfortunate that now he could even take this bishop. So I kind of messed that up. Like I put all my pieces towards the queen side, which was just dumb. So I gotta. Okay, so if he takes this bishop, at least I'm threatening knight check, and I'll win his queen. I mean, it'll be a queen trade. So knight check here is the threat. He defends it, so I better defend there. It's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, he just pops it in there, another one. I don't really have a way to defend that, so I'm going to put the pawn here, so force him back. And okay. That's a good move, because my rook's not defended. That's unfortunate. No, it's really unfortunate. He's got threat of mate. Yeah, I'm really messing this up. I told you, like when I put all my pieces offside, that was a bad move, and I'm not even sure how to try to come back here. He doesn't really have a direct threat right away. He doesn't have a knight. Well, I don't really have a good attacking move here. I don't think I want to take this because I don't want to open that up. So I'm going to play bishop here, knight there to just give myself a defensive square. Okay, he takes that. I'm going to take here and then take here. Okay, so he doesn't have another knight. So you take the rook. Okay, yeah, that's a good move, unfortunately. I probably got to run up, like I'm in a really bad situation. That was a bad move on his part. Like that was a horrible move on his part. Like he wasted his queen and then he sacks it. Like a rookie, basic mistake that it meant now my rook's defended. So he just lost the thread and gave up all his material. I just played queen here. I'm threatening knight checkmate. So if he does nothing, knight here, and they're checkmate. So he doesn't even have a check. So I mean, he had me destroyed there, and somehow just lost the thread. Knight here is threatmate, checkmate thread. He doesn't even have a good check. So somehow he let me come back and win. Okay, so here in mate. Okay, so that was just horrible. Somehow I came back. Like I'm blundering. I'm talking as I'm playing, so I'm making some horrible blunders. I think I got 9 people watching. I'm 3 out of 4. So let me try to get the groove back. That game took a long time too. Let me see if I could get a quick victory and try to come back into the top 3. So this is relatively like my comfortable open play. Take here, bring the knight in, knight takes, and place another knight. This is the basic opening attack strategy. Okay, and he wasted a move. That was horrible on his part. Like he really had to do something like a bishop, place a bishop down here, or defend. So now he's already in some trouble. Yeah, I could play bishop here because he doesn't. If he blocks with one of these pieces, I'll be able to remove his knight attacker and recycle the whole attack. So part of this crazy horse has this like recycling, removing attackers. So if he blocks here, I'll trade the pieces, and now he has one less attacker. So I couldn't place the knight on that square on e7 because his knight on c6 was defending it. So we just traded a bunch of pieces. I should have played the knight on f5. It would have been stronger. But, so now I could play the bishop down here because his knight's not defending. So that bishop here, served to remove an attacker. So it's a pretty basic crazy horse strategy. So, yeah, I mean, I needed a pawn. If I had a pawn, I could have played here. I'm threatening the rook. I may not even take it. That's fine. Just play there. If he retreats, I could just win the material. I could take this pawn. So I'm up a whole bunch of material here, so it's very good for me. Yeah, just turn up your volume. I don't have my microphone plugged in, so I apologize about the low volume. I did. Hopefully, I could bring my computer closer to me. I apologize about the low volume. Try to figure out how to put them away here. I guess just pawn here and rook down here is good of any strategy. I'm up a whole bunch of material. Just got to place these rooks. Got to figure a way to place these rooks. If he takes the knight, then I have a bishop on there. So I'm just going to play here. I mean, he could take the pawn, and I'll probably just run. Okay, so that's fine. Take, and then it plays again. So I'll get the queen. I'm threatening. Bishop takes pawn also is coming up. So okay, so he lets me do that. Now he's in significant trouble. This should almost finish him off. Bishop there. If he moves king over, yeah, I had checkmate. Knight here. I have queen takes bishop. Do I have an immediate checkmate? I'm not sure. Knight here, then he could run his king. So I guess knight here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I probably had something better, but you know, like anything to basically finish him off here. So I mean, he played on and on and on. So this guy was kind of weak, um, but he played till the end. So it was kind of annoying that you know, just all the time this took. So if he blocks, I take and mate. If he doesn't block, queen here is mate. Okay, so unfortunately that took a long time, but I got myself into second. Uh, this guy's got a strong lead out in first. If he loses, that will allow me to catch up. But he's 6 out of 6, and because I had that stupid loss, this is kind of cool. Like everyone seems to fall for this like pawn push here. So you know, like he, I guess he fell for it. You know, like because I get the knight and I place it back. So hopefully this will be a quick game and just a mate. So what happens? You know, see, like after this exchange, he opens up the file, and it leaves my um. Okay, so one of these has to open up. So if he changes, if he takes, then, you know, that's a good move. Okay, that was a good move. Yes, I'm just up a queen. Like, a lot of people fall for that trick there. Um, I guess I'm just going to do pawn here. This is annoying. Like, he plays on, like, you know, like, I hope for a quick victory. Okay, he just resigns. I mean, he's really got nothing. He's down a queen. His king's going to be attacked. So, you know, him playing slow and thinking how to defend it the best would have been annoying. So thank God he resigns. It gives me a chance to try to catch up. You know, so if the guy in first loses a game, I'm right back in contention for first if I keep on winning. So, you know, this gives me a slight advantage here. You know, the repetition, because I'm on, you know, f7 first. You know, if he keeps on playing duplicate, um, sometimes he could sacrifice his queen. So sometimes I play rook here. It's not the greatest move, but you know, so I take back with the pawn. It defends against a piece being placed in here, and it covers the f7 square. So I'm gonna get my knight in here. Um, I'm not sure. I think I messed that up. So I mean, it's not like messed up game over, but I probably had something better. I'm not sure. I got to think about, because the problem is the queen sacrifice is pretty good there. So okay, get a bishop in defending. Okay, take. So if I take and he takes, I'm gonna play knight here. I forget the best way to go about trying to finish him off. He has some weaknesses here, like I have weaknesses. This, you know, basically symmetric. So take like that. Guess I'm going to do pawn there. So maybe if he takes, I'll get my queen in. If he goes back, okay, so that relieves that square. Check. A bishop here, so okay, so he opens up his king. I'm going to go back because the bishop's defending this square. Okay, so he castles queenside, not a bad move. I think I'm just going to play here, sacrifice the knight, get rid of that pesky pawn. If he takes the bishops here, I'm threatening his rook. it helps cover up my king, so I got, well defended. And I think I'm going to place a pawn here because he doesn't really have any direct attack on me right away. I'm going to place pawn there. It's annoying. If he moves the rook, I'm going to take this rook and put him in a bind, and then I have back rank threats. So first, okay, so he gives me the rook. Now I'll get a bishop here. I'll place it here to just cover up more squares. Sure, I need more pieces. I'm just going to place the rook, get it on the back rank. He's got so much pieces to place, so anything he places puts him in danger. Like his king is relatively the best defended piece, so all this opening. So I'm in pretty good situation here, but he's got all these pieces pretty well defended. Oh, that was probably a mistake. Yeah, that was dumb. That was really bad. Like that was bad. That was just horrible on my part. Like he could sacrifice his queen here. He could I mean, here's that move. Okay, so I guess he could recycle. So if he recycles the pieces, so he goes there. He doesn't. Okay, so I think he had better there. So we only got 40 seconds. That's a powerful threat. So place a pawn down here, queen there, rook there. I'm going to take that. Whoa, I could be very careful. He could sacrifice a queen. That would be possibly winning. I'm not sure because his knights don't really have squares. So I'm the one down on time. I got to be very careful. Hopefully, he's going to get the sound for his time going down. But this back rank threat is difficult. So thank God he is, falling under the pressure. Just placed a piece there. Okay, he sacrifices. Oh, that's a very good move. That's an extremely good move. That's extremely good move. Okay, so that's mate. Knight here is mate. That was horrible. So I'm lost 2 games here. This is horrible. Like, like I guess because I'm talking, I'm playing worse than I'd like to. So, I mean, I'm still winning majority of my games, but like a lot of these times I win almost every game. So I don't even know why I did this. Like I wanted to win a quick game, so I hate playing against this D pawn. So I just opened it up, which was probably a mistake. I need to get a quick victory. So see what happens here. Okay, just place these pawns. Okay, I'm just going to play the pawn. He doesn't give him the weakness, but get some pieces out. Okay, unfortunately, I'm down to 3 people watching. I had not doing so well this tournament. Unfortunately, my player has been extremely lacking. Okay, so I have some threats. Knight takes pawn, pawn there, queen down is mate. Knight check, pawn takes. My bishop's on that square. So let me take this. If he takes with the pawn, I have knight check and mate. If he takes with the knight, I have queen down mate. Okay, so I have knight check and queen here mate. Okay, thank God I got a quick victory there. That's a quick mate. Okay, so let me stay in the top 3. So the number 1 lost. So I have some comeback chances. So you get a game, 67 players. This guy who beat me is in front of me. So give me a game. Down to 3 people watching. See how bad the sound is. Down to 3 people watching. Okay, you give me a game. Making me wait for a game. There's only a few people in the rotation for the top few boards. I mean, you can see only a handful of people over 10 for of the 70 players. So, there's not much competition. I'm the highest rated player here, and I'm only 6 out of 8. I'm the expected winner. So I already have a mate threat knight here. He's already in some trouble. Okay, knight check. I mean, he might as well have just played his knight down there, so I don't know how that helped him. I'm going to play this bishop takes first. So if he takes, the queen takes bishop, he's basically mated. If he... so I'm just going to take knight check here. Oh, I messed that up. I didn't want to do that. I should have played differently. I needed that knight. Like, I actually messed that up. I needed the knight for this square. So I'm going to have to play pawn there. Okay, it goes like that. I mean, even knight takes pawn. I mean, he's threatening mate, so like I'm in a little bit of trouble. So I'm gonna play bishop here because that okay, so now he's got to run out. So that defended against the mate. He's got to run up. Fortunately, I'm just gonna castle. Like I really messed that up. Hello? Excellent. Yep. Yeah, definitely. I'll try to be there like 3:50. Okay, great. Yep. Okay, that was Coach Fight from the Detroit City Chess Club saying he's going to be a little late, asking me if I could cover for him, which I'm happy to do. This is really annoying. Like, I'm getting whacked. He's got like just his knight in here. Like, he could beat me here. Like, I've severely messed this up. Like, if he knew how to play this right, he could beat me. He doesn't have like a direct mate threat, like a knight. So he could get mated. Like like my queen is covering the smothered mate. He almost has smothered mate. Like queen here is almost smothered mate, but it's not. Okay, so he wastes his queen. Like, you need your queen to place for direct mate. That's not what you want to do. So he have knight takes pawn, and I move king up, and you knight check. But he wasted his queen, and okay, well, minute I get knight check, and I could pick up the bishop. Someone's going to pick up that bishop. I mean, he could still play knight takes pawn. It's a strong move, but if he takes the rook, I take. And if he plays something here, I'll probably take it. I'm probably just going to take it. He's gonna lose on time. He has to like, I messed it up. He could have beat me, so he doesn't have more material to place to beat me. So, okay, like, I mean, I think I should have enough to mate him. And that's gonna be mate. Here. There. Okay, that was really poor. It said like I messed that up. Oh, I get a stronger player. This guy could ruin my streak. He's behind quite a bit to catch up, but he could ruin my streak. That would be annoying. So this is a clutch game. Like I need to definitely do everything possible to win this game. So if you notice, I'm a stronger over-the-board player than he is. I'm just going to play it safe. So he's a strong bug house. He's a strong, player, but he's actually weaker over the board than I am. So if I do knight takes, I don't really have a follow-up. I think I'm going to get that knight out of here. If he takes the bishop, I'll come back this way. So this is a very important game. Like if this guy beats me, I might not even finish in the top 3. That would be horrible. If I win this game, I should definitely finish in the top 3. I'm going to go here, get him out of here. I got my bishop defending, knight. This is unfortunate. I don't have any advantage here. Okay, I guess that's fine if he wants to trade off his knights for my bishops. So I have a pretty solid defense, but I don't really have any attacking here. There's no pawns, like, these double isolated pawns. I mean, I guess that's a safe move on his part, but it's a good sign that he I think I'm just going to sacrifice a bishop and get myself the huge center. He almost has to take that. He probably has to take this bishop. And then I have a pretty solid center. Like that pawn's open, but if he plays bishop, I could block with the knight, king. I might just castle here. Yeah, I'll let him sack if he wants. Encourage him to sacrifice. Pawn, just get some material. You can see what happens. Encourage him to sacrifice. Take that here. Knight here would be annoying. Okay, so I mean, he could recycle a draw here. He probably doesn't want to draw. This guy almost certainly wants to beat me. I'm not sure if I want to open that square for him. So let's see if he recycles a draw. So he doesn't want to draw here. So gives me He's playing quicker than me. Okay. Might have let me off a little bit. I could run knight check. There. There. Nah, that was horrible. And that took the full 6 minutes, so that was really bad. So unfortunately, I lost that game, and that took the full 6 minutes. That was really poor. Oh man, I just mouse slipped. I wanted to play 2 forward, so I got into not the opening I want. So unfortunately, that might preclude me from being in the top 3, because I lost and it took so long. I need a quick victory, and I messed this up already. This position's already poor. I'm already in a bad position. And this guy's not a poor player either, so this is poor. This is bad. I'm unfortunately, you know, I messed it up right from the beginning. I played e6 instead of e5. Okay, lets me come in, so if he sacrifices to clear up these pieces, guess I'm going to play there. He's got so many pawns to play. I don't know if he wants to play a pawn here. I mean, if he trades it... Okay, so I'm going to go like this, because I'm on the rook and f2. So it's not the greatest, but I need some sort of counterplay. So my position's pretty bad here. So I got to come up with some sort of counterplay. You know, he doesn't have such... Oh, that's a good move. Like, I completely missed that one. I'm just completely lost. I mean, you just play... I mean, at least if he takes the queen, I have knight here in the fork. So thank God I have the knight fork defense trick, which actually is pretty bad for him. So that's a little bit of a saving grace, that knight trick, because he doesn't have a direct, you know, like, I'm not sure if the double knight sacrifice saves him. So guess I don't really want to take, but I guess I play my bishop out. So I add more pressure here, you know, threaten queen down. Okay, so pawn takes bishop. If he takes, then I'm threatening queen down here. I think I'm just going to play queen down. A little bit problematic here. I probably, you know, if he blocks, I have bishop here first. think I have, so I mean, if he blocks, I have enough material on this square that he's in trouble. Okay, so he messed it up. Let's make. Okay, so I got to get some quick wins. That was a poor game at the beginning for me. You know, like thank God I came back. Um, okay, so we got, you know, this guy's strong player FM just coming in the heat. I'm not sure if I played this guy before. Allied chess, it's actually an advantage. They tell you your historical results against people. So I assume I played this guy before. You know, Russian FIDE master. Although, you know, he may not. I mean, he's very strong at blitz and he's very strong at blitz, very strong at lightning. So he may have issues at this. You know, as I say here, I could keep on attacking here. I'm not sure. That was probably a poor move. I wasn't sure if I had anything with, you know, bringing the bishop down or knight check. So I mean, he doesn't have any knights. So I mean, he could apply the bishop pressure, but I think I could defend this way. Now I'm threatening knight in. So, okay, that's a decent move. I'm going to play queen here. I could try to castle this way. He's got some openings. I'm not sure how. I'm going to try knight here. I mean, really, you just play queen here, so it was probably poor. Okay, he probably should have played the queen down. So he's placed all his material, so if he takes there, that's fine, because the knight. Okay, so he runs. Bring this knight back. Block the fork. You know, if he had a bishop there, that's more threat. Okay. Okay, so knight get in. If he takes, I take. I'm reasonably happy with this position. Like, you know, it's pretty double-edged. I'm not winning, but I'm reasonably content here. You know, I got my knight and bishop back. My rook's on the file. His king is safer than my king. However, okay, so I'm not sure if I want to take the bishop and remove the defender, or I want to fork this way. So I think I'm going to fork this way. Like, I mean, his bishop was kind of doing nothing there, so I relieve his bad bishop. You know, if I go there, that would have relieved, you know, like he probably would have opened the file. Okay. So I'm going to place a bishop down. I really got to take. And then I'm not sure the best way to play this. I don't want to fall behind on time. So, okay, so he didn't take the knight. I was more scared he was going to play queen takes knight. So he's a little bit on the safe side here. You know, he's a strong player, he's quick, but he's a little bit on the safe side, which could be to my advantage. I guess if he wants to trade everything, that will leave the back file problem. Okay, so definitely, I don't think he wanted to do that. You know, give me a rook down. Yeah, I don't think he played that optimally. So now he's just letting me move my pieces forward on tempo on his queen. So I get bishop down there. I'm going to take his knight next move. I get a knight check. I'm going to be able to snap his bishop off. I don't even think I'm going to take his bishop. I'm going to go like this. This is more powerful. I should be one here. So thank God pawn here is actually threatening checkmate. And, if he takes the knight. So I should be one here. Like, time is an issue. But I should have this guy beat. Okay, so yeah, I mean, he's in trouble, he knows it. He doesn't even take back. And I just go back, I'm threatening knight takes pawn. He doesn't have a direct attack. Like, time is an issue. If he doesn't do anything, knight takes pawn. I'm not sure. I gotta be careful. Like, he could take... He doesn't have a direct mating attack on me. Sacrificing material for nothing. That was really bad. Yeah, I mean, you don't play for draws in this. There's no draws in this. I'm almost ready to just go on piece attack sack. Yeah, so I had to do time win there at the end. Okay, so quick win. I need a quick win to, like, I'm fighting for third place. Son of Nimzovich, who beat me, got ahead of me. So, my only chance to be in the top 3 is to have some very quick wins. So I gotta, encourage these guys to play quickly and lose quickly. That was a bad move. But, that was a bad move too. I mean, he just played bishop here. Like, that was a really bad move. But, okay. So, if he takes this pawn, I have queen here, mate. Okay, so thank God. That was exactly what I needed. Okay, so I'm playing the guy one behind me. So if I win this game, I should have Son of Nimzovich. This game is, really for third place. I got to play quickly. I got to play well, and come up with something. Okay, he's got the pin, but it's allowing me to place pieces. So I mean, he gave up tempo, allowing me to do that. That's fine. He could play knight in there, but he doesn't have anything. Bishop there. I'm going to take with a pawn just to not give him the square. If I play bishop takes, it just encourage him to play pawn there. So if he takes, I'll take with the queen. Bishop there may have been better. I'm not sure. If I have to sacrifice. So he doesn't have a way to attack my queen. Knight there, my bishop takes. I'm going to play bishop here. If he takes the pawn, I'll do knight check. Okay, I'm going to play bishop check in order that I could place the pawn. Okay, so queen down here is a mate threat. He doesn't have any quick counterplay. I mean, queen here, pawn takes is a mate threat, so we can't. You know, if he takes the queen, okay, he falls for it. Okay, so this is a strong position. Appreciate that. If I get one more victory, I could even conceivably fall into third. So actually, I have a very strong second place right now because no one could even come back in one game. So the coach fight called me and needs me to get to the chess club. So as soon as this is over, a time victory. If somehow this guy forfeits on time, you has a lag, that would be a lucky victory. Occasionally happens. You know, like dragging this game out 10 more seconds on time, there would be nothing better that could happen to me than an easy time victory. Okay, thank God. You know, that was lucky. You know, like saying that was pure luck. You know, that guy would forfeit on time. So that puts me in second. You know, that was just pure luck that guy had a bad connection, forfeits on time. I had bishop down there before I messed it up. I had a chance to play. I really messed that up. Okay, he probably had better. So see, Classo could easily come back. He needs a game. I'm going to castle. Knight, I'm going to pin the rook. Oh, fuck. I castled right into a knight fork. I don't know how he missed that. I mean, he had knight fork there on the queen. That was horrible that he missed that on his part. Okay. I'm going to go like this. And he's got mate. That was bad. I gotta take. He does pawn there. So Classo needs a game. Some sort of lucky mate, like a knight. You know, that's a mate threat, so I gotta be careful. And guard, I don't have a good. I missed my mating check. Like, okay, well that is actually mate. I have mate in 3 here. Queen check, king there, king there, king there, queen there, mate. Oh, no, you didn't have to take it. Okay, thank God, second place. Cluster truck comes in there. Okay, so appreciate people turning in. And I got to run to the chess club. Hopefully I'll do a ramble and freshen up, change my shirt. And, you know, good games, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You know, if anyone, I'm going to post that in the stream. That was kind of sloppy play. Like I play better sometimes, so I got lucky with the time forfeit to get second place over Colossus. But okay, whatever. So have a great weekend. I'll see everybody after Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.